appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Must be the Mets. Hey, slow up.
This is a relatively new stadium. We opened up in 2017. It's our third stadium here in Atlanta, and we have a long history. We're celebrating our 151st year. So we go back to 1871. We were originally in Boston. We were the Boston Red Stockings, we were the Bean Eaters, we were the Dogs, the Rustlers, and a couple of different names for the Braves. We spent 82 years in Boston, then 13 in Milwaukee, before coming here in 1966. So a lot of history. As you can imagine, we have lots of show days in our 151 years, and we're very proud of it. Some beautiful artwork throughout the park. You'll notice that we have our starting lineup over here behind you. It's usually filled out about an hour before the game. The clubhouse doors here. The first piece of artwork is this tomahawk. This is made out of Legos, over 17,000 pieces of Legos. So all the young kids are usually very excited about that. As you know, the kids get really excited about it. So we're going to start at the very top of the stadium, working our way down. So we're going to get US letters get up to the top. So please follow me. As we're walking along, you can try to keep up with me. I'll try to slow down a little bit. There's so much I want to see, so I'm going to try to run through everything so I can get to show you everything here. If you venture off on the tour, if you're not with me, you're going to get escorted out of the stadium. So please don't get too far behind me. Up here, I call this my bird's eye view. You just get a great perspective of the field from up here. It's just a spectacular place to be at any time. Over here to your right, you can see we have the Xfinity Rooftop Lounge. So if you're ever up here and you need to get into some air conditioning, grab something to drink, the Xfinity Rooftop Lounge is a great place to go. This railing over here, that's always available, first come, first served in there. So if you just have general admission or standing room, that's a great place to just watch the game. You know, earlier this year I came to a matinee game. I think I paid $13 a ticket, and just my wife and I stood there and watched the game from there. It was really quite nice. You can see over by that screen over there, that's a group rental area, the patio area. Either side of the screen holds 25 to 30. Those tickets are around $60 a piece, and that comes with a food and beverage package. I think it's $20 of food and beverage available for us. So it's really quite nice. You can see the Omni Hotel there to the left. We're in Cobb County right now, and the Omni Hotel is the only 4-star hotel here in Cobb County. It was really popular during the 2020 season when we couldn't have any fans in the stadium. Lots of folks are renting rooms and watching the game from there. Our first stop on the tour is going to be the press box. If you look over behind home plate, you'll see the press boxes on the right-hand side with those windows up above the brick there. So follow me over there and I'll tell you a little bit more about the park. We'll stay there for a little while and get to sit down and relax for a few minutes. You can see up at the top left, we have the Coca-Cola Terrace. Pretty much in Atlanta, sports-wise, is going to be sponsored by Coca-Cola with their headquarters being here. You'll also see Chick-fil-A is very popular amongst Atlanta. Just below that is the Hank Aaron Terrace. Everybody probably knows Hank Aaron is a true home run king, right? He broke Babe Ruth's record back in April of '74, and that's where we house the bat and the ball. One of the most treasured artifacts in sports history, and one of the most valuable. We'll make a stop along there for today. The T-Mobile visitor bullpen out there in left field. You can see the Home Depot clubhouse. That's a group rental space. And the kids love being out there because the Home Depot tools that race around the outfield. They'll hang out with everybody, and the kids really like that. You could say they'll also track the strikeouts by hanging the Ks on the railings out there. Underneath the scoreboard is a beautiful open-air patio that's sponsored by Harrow's Casino. And at field level, you can see we have what's called the batter's eye. There's something unique at every ballpark so that the batter is not distracted as he's looking out beyond past the pitcher. And here our batter's eye is a representation of what we would see in our beautiful state of Georgia. You can see we have evergreen trees, a beautiful pond, there's a lovely 11-foot waterfall, some wonderful rocks, and that's where we have 4 water cannons that shoot up 60 feet in the air when we hit home runs, so it's just a great display. To the right of that, of course, is the State Farm bullpen. We affectionately refer to our pitching staff as the night shift with all the magic they did during last season helping us win the World Series. Up above that, you can see we have the biggest Braves fan. That's the Chick-fil-A cow. She stands 40 feet tall. She used to do the tomahawk chop. That was the same Chick-fil-A cow we had at Turner Field where she did the tomahawk chop. But here she's getting a little older. She doesn't move so well. She's only holding up a menu board to earn her keep. On the light post of all of our pennants, we have a total of 38. The blue indicates that we won the division. The white indicates we won the division with a wild card entry. And of course, red is the World Series. 1914 was in Boston, 1957 in Milwaukee, and of course 95 and 2021 here in Atlanta. Hopefully we'll have another one up here at the end of this season as well. Out in right field, you can see we have the Chop House. That's an excellent restaurant choice here at Truist Park. There's 3 levels. There's the rooftop deck and the main level. Those are both first come, first serve. And then we have below the top, which is a group rental space. Over here on the left field sideline, you can see we have our retired numbers. This is where I get to quiz everybody and learn everybody's baseball knowledge here. Who's number 3? Dale Murphy, right? 1982 and 1983 league MVP. A lot of controversy amongst the Braves fans because he was never inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Our fans are still upset about that. Do you have all these memorized?
Not all of them.
Oh, I know you do. Who's number 6? Did you say Bobby Cox? That's correct. Bobby Cox is the 4th most winningest manager in baseball behind Connie Mack, John McGraw, and Tony La Russa. And you probably know there's 162 games in a season, right? And Bobby Cox was really famous for one thing. What's that?
Never had a losing record.
He has the best record of getting ejected. He was ejected 161 times, so almost an entire season he did better than any other manager. How about number 10? Chipper Jones, right? Chipper was the #1 draft in 1990, played all 19 years of his career here in Atlanta. A switch hitter, his career batting average 303, highest of any switch hitter in history. He was the 1999 league MVP, 2008 batting champ with a 364 average. And I think he finished his career with 468 home runs, which is like 35th all-time home run leader. Just a fabulous career. Number 21, this goes back a long time ago in baseball history, and I know you're not going to know this one. You're too young. This belonged to Warren Spahn. Warren Spahn was the winningest lefty in baseball, 363 wins to his name. And if you could imagine, he left baseball for 3 years during the prime of his life to go fight in World War II. Was awarded the Purple Heart in World War II, came back and continued pitching. He was the 57 Cy Young Award winner. He pitched 2 no-hitters, one at the age of 39, the second one at the age of 40, so just a fabulous career. We can only imagine, had he not left baseball for 3 years, how many wins he would have had. Just unbelievable. You probably remember during the 90s, we had 3 pitchers which pretty much dominated the league. They hogged up all the Cy Young Awards for the entire decade, right? The first one, number 29, Smoltz, right? 200 wins, 150 saves. Cy Young Award winner in 1996. Just a fabulous career, great athlete. Number 31, Greg Maddux, right? If we were to sit here and talk about all his awards, we wouldn't have time for the rest of the tour. Just a fabulous athlete. He was with Chicago when he won the Cy Young in 92. Won it again with the Braves in 93, 94, and 95. Everyone's familiar with the Gold Glove Award, right? The best fielder in the position wins a Gold Glove. Greg has 18 of those, more than anybody in baseball history. Just a fabulous career. Number 35, his nickname was Nuxie, famous knuckleball pitcher. Phil Negro, did you say? That's correct. Last pitcher to win 20 and lose 20 in a season. The pitchers don't pitch nearly that much as they did long ago. How about number 41? This belonged to Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews is a very famous athlete. He's the only athlete to play in all 3 cities of the Braves. And back then, there were a lot of great athletes, but back in 1954, which was when Sports Illustrated first came out, Eddie Matthews as the athlete was featured on the very first cover of Sports Illustrated magazine. So quite an honor for that. Played third base, third base for us. As I mentioned, played in all 3 cities for the Rays. Fantastic hitter. I think he finished his career with 535 home runs, and he was like the 23rd all-time home run hitter. Just a fabulous career. And imagine being in the same lineup with number 44, Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron finished his career with 755 home runs. There seems to be some discrepancy whether he or Barry something or another, I don't even know his last name, but they think that Barry may have hit a few more home runs, but it seems a little gray area to me on that one. But Hank had 2 other stats, RBIs, 2,297, and nobody comes close to that. We all know who Albert Pujols is, right? St. Louis, great hitter. I think I read last week he had 2,167 RBIs, so not even in the same neighborhood as Hank. But nobody else comes anywhere close to either one of those 2. And total bases for Hank was 6,856. And if you look it up, most players, you have to add up 2 players to get into that number. I mean, just what a career he's had. He was such a true inspiration to all the players here. He was still working as Vice President of Player Development until he passed away last year. If you watch the World Series, or you could see all through last year, he had number 44 painted in the outfield in his honor, and he's truly missed around here. Number 47, the last of the 3 pitchers during the 90s. I think that belongs to Tom Glavine. Last of the 300 winners. He finished his career with 305 wins. He was the Cy Young Award winner in 91 and 98. Such a talented athlete. I'm told he could have played professional ice hockey. He was so good. Number 42.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, right? Jackie Robinson never played with the Braves. That's why it's highlighted a different color. 1997, which was the 50th anniversary of Jackie breaking the color barrier, and all of baseball retired number 42. April 15th every year we celebrate Jackie Robinson Day, and every player wears number 42 in his honor, and to celebrate all his accomplishments. This is a group rental space. The 2 things that we really want to see here. First off, here's the bat and the ball where he broke Babe Ruth's record, as you can see, in April of 1974. Most valuable sports artifact in history worth millions of dollars. I feel we're really fortunate to have this on display here. Hank was offered quite a bit of money for the bat and the ball over his career, but he always wanted to keep the bat and the ball on display for his fans. Upon his death, it was given to the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is in Cooperstown, New York. And hopefully this will always be on permanent loan for us, and we'll always get to keep this here. The other display corporate suites. We have 24 corporate suites. These rent out for $250,000 per season, and usually it's a 3 to 5 year commitment with the companies for this. And these would be mid-sized companies. We'll open up a couple of these so we can come in if you like.
We'll put this down, bro. Try to follow with
Over here on the right, you're going to see we have Bill Bartholomew's Bourbon Bar, Mr. B's Bourbon Bar. Bill Bartholomew was a prominent figure in Major League Baseball. He was the owner of the Braves, responsible for moving the team from Milwaukee down to Atlanta, and he passed away a few years ago. In his honor, they created Mr. B's Bourbon Bar. I'm told they serve over 150 different bourbons out at the bar. Over here on our left, we can see we have 2 walls dedicated to Rookies of the Year. My favorite one is this one in the center here, Sam Jethro. He was the first Afro-American to play in the Braves organization. He was the 1950 Rookie of the Year. He was so fast they call him Sam the Jet. And he was the oldest Rookie of the Year ever to win the award. He was 32 years old in his rookie season. Our next stop on the tour is Monument Garden, which is an open-air outdoor museum. I mention that now because Bob Horner, who was our 1978 Rookie of the Year, you'll see when we get down to Monument Garden, we have a bat on display from back in 1986. He hit 4 home runs in one game. And back then, he was the 11th player to hit 4 home runs in one game. And if you can imagine, he was the 3rd Brave to do so. Since then, a few more guys have done it, but only a total of 18 players in 151 years have managed to hit 4 home runs in one game. So quite an accomplishment. David Justice was our 1990 Rookie of the Year. Rafael Percal in 2000. In 2011, Craig Kimball won the award, and that was the first time in baseball history where the runner-up was on the same team. Freddie Freeman was the runner-up. Ronald Acuna Jr. won the award in 2018, and I'm hoping that next year we have Michael Harris II on there. Has everyone been following his career? What a phenomenal career he's been having. He's a local kid from Georgia. He was playing with the Mississippi Braves. He hadn't been playing very long. He called up his parents on a Friday night and said, "Hey, I'm flying into Atlanta tomorrow morning at 6:30. Can you pick me up at the airport?" They said, "Oh, you're getting promoted to the Gwinnett Striper team?" He says, "No, umpire." So he came, landed at 6:30 in the morning. They picked him up, brought him to the stadium. He signed his contract and played center field that evening. And he's just been doing great since. And just a very nice young man. So I'm hoping he wins the award this year. This next wall, you're going to see we have a tribute to our no-hitters. As dominant as our three pitchers were during the 90s, none of those guys made it to the no-hitter list. I mentioned Warren Spahn pitched two no-hitters, one at 39 and one at the age of 40. On the right, we have two word paintings by the artist Spoon. I mentioned earlier that she loved doing paintings of historic sporting events. This is a very famous play in Braves history. This is Sid Bream sliding into home. If you're not familiar with the story, quick story, Sid Bream, slowest guy in baseball. He is so slow, he even wore a knee brace that you'll see on display in Monument Garden. Anyway, he's on second base, and Francisco Cabrera hits the ball out to left field. Barry Bonds happened to be the left fielder at the time, and he was arguing with the center fielder. Right, the center fielder is in charge of the outfield, and he told Barry you needed to play up for this play. Barry knew better. He's going to stay back. The ball's hit to him. He gets the ball. He misses the throw to get out. The slowest guy in baseball. Braves win. Braves win. We go to the World Series back in 1992. So very famous play on there. This one is Chipper making a diving catch. And here's the second bobblehead doll that we have around the stadium. This one, of course, is Dale Murphy. Notice I didn't say anything about two bobbleheads. So another trophy case with some great Gold Glove awards, more jerseys that are for sale in the clubhouse store. The Chipper's Corner. Lots of great things to see and hear from Chipper's career. One of my personal favorites is through this alcove here on the right-hand side. You'll see that there's a picture of Chipper surrounded by reporters in front of his locker room when he first came into the league. One of the first times, this just opened up 2 years ago, and on one of the first tours I had a young father and son, and the father looked at that and said to his son, "Now that's a picture of greatness." And it always resonates in my mind when I think about that. So that's one of my favorite things to do. If I were you, I would definitely step in there and take a look at that. This wall over here, this was his last game. So it's a great photo with everybody having the number 10 in his honor. You're going to see over behind this column here, there's a great bat collection. You can see he had a wooden color bat and a black colored bat. He was a switch hitter. I mentioned earlier his career batting average was a 303, which is the highest of any switch hitter. And he used a different weighted bat, which all switch hitters do. But to keep things simple, when he hit righty, he used a wooden colored bat. When he hit lefty, it was a little bit heavier. He had it painted black, so it was easy. He knew which bat to grab. So great bat collection. He was the quarterback on the football team. He played high school baseball. And you can see here, there's a picture of him playing basketball on the gym floor here. On the other side of this column, on the left-hand side, you'll see there's a picture of he and Andrew Jones, right, the great center fielder from Corsout. And if you remember Andrew was pretty heavy in the neck area. He's so thin here, I didn't even recognize him. I had to look him up by number 25 on his sweatband there. So great picture of the two Jones boys. I'm sorry? Just, yeah, he did. Oh, wow, man. On this wall in front of me, there's some great jerseys. I always joke around saying there's a stolen base here, but that's third base from his last game that he played in. To the right, here's his 1999 MVP award. But to me, the beauty of this wall This background, the wallpaper, is his high school scouting report. Shows some interesting things to read, you know, like his abilities, easy gliding action, outstanding hands, powerful, accurate. There's some great things here. If you're a Chipper fan, here's a great photo opportunity with the cutout and then the number 10 on the baseball. Over here in this corner, you're going to see there's a bench here. That's the dugout bench from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, which is the first stadium that they played at here in Atlanta. Yes. So this is what I call the secret tunnel. Last year when I was finishing up the tour at the end of the season, I ran into Freddie Freeman out here. And I always joke around, I bet he went to the locker room and told the team he ran into Steve out in the secret tunnel. You'll see the players' parking lot is right over here to the right. And we're going to make our way over to the chop house, below the chop over here on our left.
How much is it? No, he didn't say how much it is. Go ahead, bud. I'll hold him back. Go ahead. Yeah, bud. Lay down. Go to the bathroom. I've already gone.
Whenever I'm taking a group on a tour and they're looking for a spot for a group rental space, usually this is the winner. Everybody loves it down here. These tickets are $111 a piece. And you'll see all these seats have a beverage cooler in front of you. Keep your beverage ice cold throughout the game. There's USB charging ports down below to keep your phones and your cameras and your tablets charged up. You can see on the wall behind us, there's a spot to write in the name of the outfielders so we can cheer them on. This isn't Miami or Philly where we're going to heckle any of the players here. We want it to be a great experience for all players and enjoy being here at the game.